Can you all hear me? Or can you all hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes,
Can you hear
Kuya.
the music?
Yes, loud and clear.
Is it a little too loud?
No, it's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
Also,
can anyone tell me what's on the screen?
Keepers
The
Club
words-
podcast.
The title that says Keepers Club Podcast with a picture that says Keepers Club International.
Thank you, Sean. Okay. So, all right, let's get this episode started. This is Keepers Club Podcast episode 2. So we thank you all for coming, and let's get started. All right, so before we begin, we have a little introduction. All right, so if I may read this. Yes, let's get it started. Welcome everyone to the Keepers Club podcast. This podcast is hosted by Keepers Club, a club that aims to keep young people like us away from negative activities such as drinking, smoking, doing drugs, and to really help and guide and uplift young adults like us who are tuning in, especially those who might be going through depression, loneliness, anxiety, and eventually suicidal thoughts. We have the privilege to have guests that are willing to join this week's recording to share their experiences on how to stay healthy, happy, and motivated. Because at the end of the day, that is really our goal of Keepers Club, which is for us to share with others as we were to do with our own brother and sister. Just like the club slogan, I am my brother's keeper, we will do whatever it takes to share the love that we experience individually and as a group. And we love to also thank the founding president of Keepers Club, who is none other than Pastor Apollo C. Kibalay, for this opportunity to be a part of our podcast. So without further ado, let us introduce our first guest, who is, do we have any guests here? Actually, we'll show some love to everyone here. So welcome to all the keepers here in this episode.
Welcome, everyone.
Welcome. Let's give a round of applause. All right. Can I see everyone, by the way? All right. Welcome, everyone. Sorry if I just broke your eardrums. But I hope everything is running smoothly so far in terms of the audio, the microphone, and let's get started. So for everyone tuning in this Zoom meeting, and anyone who is watching this second episode of the Keepers Club podcast, the topic that we will be discussing in our episode today is staying focused on our goal. So let me share you our presentation. Anyone like Nujabes, by the way? Okay. So this is podcast. Hello, everyone. Introduction. We are the Keepers Club podcast. And this podcast, can we greet everyone, by the way, Kuya? Test. We are the podcast. So once again, we are a podcast, and our goal is to help guide and encourage and uplift the youth. So our location is, of course, through Zoom, and we also hope to post these on our full episode on YouTube. We hope to share victory reports, you can say, on Facebook, and other social medias that are in the works right now, like TikTok, Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, etc. The reason we are doing this is because I am my brother's keeper. So by this, we mean that we hope to really gather, bond, and share with keepers all over the US. Essentially, the word keeper, keep, which is our goal to really keep people and treat them as our brothers and sisters and keep them away from a life full of negativity. Again. So, we wanted to talk about also our experience with how it's been so far. So we could talk more about this as well, like get really in depth. However, our experience so far, we started actually officially on March 31st of last year, 2021. And so far we have had 14 episodes, but that's maybe we have 15 now, right? So essentially, one second. We want to develop a relationship with keepers, keep in touch with them, and it's an opportunity to really talk to one another, and maybe even see one another in person. All right. So for episode 2, let's get this started and have a kind of icebreaker. So we would love for all of us to introduce ourselves, kind of get a feel for everyone in this podcast episode, and as well for the audience viewer to really get a feel for everyone in this episode, everyone who will be speaking, everyone who will really be sharing their experience in their life. And also, we'd love to hear how your day was and something fun that you did recently. So once again, our topic is staying focused, and we would love to have an introduction once again. So who would like to go first?
I can go first.
I'm sorry.
I can
Okay. Oh yeah. Go, Anthony.
So I feel like everybody knows me already. For Bara, my name is Anthony. I've seen you in a couple Zoom meetings before, but again, I'm from Texas. I'm from Houston, Texas, and something fun that I did today. Well, not really something I did, but today actually was my last day of school, and we left early, and that was kind of the peak point of my day today. Leaving early is kind of fun because it's the last day of school. And it's fun to be a senior.
Welcome, Anthony. Thank you for going first, by the way. I'll share. I'll go next, by the way. I'll do like kind of I'll go next while. Okay. Hello, everyone. I'm Calvin. I am 24 years old. Something fun I did recently is I got to hug the dog here in this my brother and sister's house, and it's a lot. My day is a lot better because I'm really happy and grateful that we get to have this episode, especially to see one another. So I'm really excited, and I'm looking forward to hearing how your day was, and as well to really share and really share and talk about our experiences and staying focused on our goal. All right, who's next?
I'll go next. But wait, Cal, can you turn the music just a little bit down? And overpowering. But okay. Hi, I'm Gabby, and something fun, or my day today was average school day. School's almost done by this week, so I'm excited for that. But one thing I did that was fun recently is I got to see some of these people in person, like some of the guests here in the Zoom meeting. I got to see some of them in person, which was pretty cool.
Oh, Gabe, you're right. I hope I get to see those people too in person one day. And then also just a side note, Gabe, while working on this PowerPoint, this is me literally, I'm like this. Or like I was listening to a video I saw of you recently, and I was like this.
OMG.
Talk more about that later, but thank you, Gabe. All right, who's next, by the way?
I can go next. Okay, so most of you know me by now, but for those who don't, my name is Jane. I'm from Delano in Central California, and something fun that I did recently, other than what Gab mentioned when we got together in LA, was actually today I actually went shopping and I found this really cute hoodie. Even though summer's coming up, it's never too early to prepare for winter. So yeah, I just found this cute hoodie that looks really comfortable, and I'm excited to try it on. And of course, I'm excited because this is also my first time joining the podcast. So it'd be great to what's the word, connect with a lot of the other wifeys or the other keepers here.
Of course, looking forward to having you more here, actually, Jane, on the podcast. And see, another thing too. I'm glad. Thank you for telling us about your really cute hoodie. Right. So, I go, Jane. Who's next? Show some love. Introduce yourself. How about you, Sean? Or Muriel?
All right. My name is Sean, and something that I did that was interesting today was make pizza rolls and eat them. I made the whole bag of pizza rolls and ate half of them, and I gave the rest of those pizza rolls.
And go, Sean, eating a whole bag of pizza rolls, right? And I remember too when we had a group when I was like your age, Sean. I think actually too I was in like a group, and they're like, say your name and how your day was, right? So to me, that was like so sweet, right? It's like, you want to hear about my day? I never got to tell anyone about my day, right? So we have this opportunity to tell people about how our day was. And see, Sean, have you told anyone about baking a whole roll of pizza rolls, a whole bag? Maybe not though, right? So
People in
I'm
the
glad
house
to-
knows.
All right, hey, go Sean. Go Sean Pizza Rolls. Who's next?
I can go next. My name is Marielle, and one thing I did recently that was fun was what Gab said was meet up with other YPs and get to know them well. And yeah.
Go go Mario. Go Mario. All right, who's next?
Hello. Hello.
I guess I can go next. Hello, everyone. So good. And there's nothing fun happened to me recently, but there's something great. I checked my canvas for my college, and I just found out that I passed all my classes. So thank you, Father, with the Son, for that. And still busy at the moment, so I might have to turn off my screen and probably mute later. So yeah, that was it.
Congrats. Go Jerome. Drive safe, by the way. And
So Father,
go Jerome. All right, drive safe, by the way.
I have somebody here who wants to go next.
Oh, who's that?
Oh,
Who wants to go next?
It's actually Mark. Say hi, Queen Mark.
Hi. So a lot of you don't know me yet, and my name is Mark. I don't know what's my age. I think I'm 16 years old. And then my day today is happy for the Father. No worries about us. We don't need to worry. We look we look old if we have a lot of worry. Ayun lang. Thank you. See you
Thank
guys
you, Kuya
soon.
Mark. 16 years
July.
old, Kuya Mark. All right. Drive safe, by the way, Kuya. Nice seeing you,
Peace.
Kuya. See you soon.
Calvin,
All right.
I have to tell you something personal.
Okay, I'll be a message away.
Okay.
Go, Kuya. Who's
See
next,
you.
by the way? Either a Kuya or a Bunso. Inday.
I think Mat.
Hello. Wait, you guys could hear me, right? Okay. Hello
Yes, sir.
everyone. My name is Marguerite Cachola from KLC of Delano, and I'm 18 years old. My day has been pretty good. Just woke up late. Still trying to fix my CP schedule, but I just cooked food, pretty much it today, and I'm happy to see you guys. And yeah.
Likewise, Mark. And I love your I absolutely love your Zoom background. All right, who's next, by the way?
By the way, me.
Kuya Nolan from Los
Yeah.
Angeles.
So hi everyone. My name is Kuya Nolan. Just call me Kuya. Something happened today. I'm here in what do you call that? This Gabi? Your background today? Northern Lights. It's my very first time to North Pole. By the way, something fun happened to me today to meet all the young people for long time ago. Especially, I know Ibarra. Hi, Ibarra. I know I saw you long time ago, especially in your podcast with the keeper Calvin in Chicago. Nice meeting you again. And some of the young people here like Josh, Reggie from Delano. Nice meeting you all, you guys. And enjoy your day and enjoy every one of us here for our podcast. Thank you.
Go Kuya Nolan from Los Angeles. Go Kuya from the wait. Go Kuya Nolan from the Northern Lights. All right. He mentioned Bara. So speaking of Bara, would you like to introduce yourself, Bara?
I'll go ahead. Thank you again. As in the Zoom, my name is Bara Zaloom. I'm in Chicago. Something I did recently, I would say fun, or maybe fun for some people. Me and my brother, we painted a small, there's like few types of wood. We painted those so we can eventually use those for, we can put those on computers and stuff. Just some woodworking. And yeah, my day's going pretty well, and that's about it.
Go Bara. And for anyone also who hasn't seen Bara, he's actually our co-host for this Keepers Club podcast. So cheers, Bara. And then even though you're essentially our co-host, we're really glad that you're always down for the Keepers activities and to even enjoy the podcast. Right. So feel free to jump in anytime, Bara, and as the host, the co-host. So go Bara. All right. Who's next? Show some love. Introduce yourself.
Yeah, Sherlyn. Maybe Simon. Sure. Oh, wait. Sherlyn. Sorry, Sherlyn.
Hello everyone. My name is Ferdinand and I'm from the KLC of Virginia and I'm 17 years old. Something that I done. I'm almost done with my art. This one.
Artistic.
And that's all.
Go Sherlyn. Sherlyn. Well, hey, that's awesome. Thanks for showing us your artwork. Right? And we love your artwork. So go Virginia. All right. Yeah, thank you for sharing. Who's next?
Hello.
Your next Kuya Simon, by the way.
Yeah, for sure.
Introduce yourself, Kuya.
Yeah, I'm Simon. I'm your Kuya Simon from Las Vegas. And something happened to me this morning is I started to practice more saxophone so I can share also my talent to the other young people and more improvements for the ministry that the Father has given to me. See you. I appreciate you for joining all the young people here in the podcast and more things that you would learn to this podcast with Calvin and all the stuff here. It's the Father.
Go Kuya Simon from Las Vegas. Wow.
I'm
Okay.
next. Hello
Go Kuya
everyone.
Jensen.
I'm your Kuya Jensen, one of the youth leader here in LA. Praise the Father. So I'm so blessed because of this keepers club. That you can share your how been your whole week experience or blessed week, you know. So today, my brother and sister, so I have a blessed day. I'm so thankful to the Mighty Father. Most especially, almost every day, mga kapatid, no? Praise the Father. I'm pretty sure most of us, mga kapatid, thank you, praise the Father. So yun lang, I'm happy to see you guys. And thankful to the Mighty Father that can see you through Zoom. And then I'm looking forward for this coming night of worship again. See you guys that hopefully that we can see you in face to face. Praise the Father to the Son. So yun lang mga kapatid, I just came back to the to the car. Praise the Father.
Go Kuya. Go Kuya Jensen. And drive safe, by the way, Kuya. All right. Ate Sheila. Yeah, Ate Sheila. While you're in the frame, kindly introduce yourself, Ate.
Praise the Father. So, hi guys. Praise the Father. I'm so happy to see you. So, by the way, I'm your Ate Sheila and I'm 18 years old. Praise the Father. So, praise the Father. So, yesterday, I'm with Mark Ray and Jane. We're doing SMNI, praise the Father, and that's our ministry. And I'm so happy because the Father gave me the opportunity also this ministry to be one of the youth coordinator in the Kelsey of Delano. Praise the Father. And last night also I'm with Reggie because we're celebrating Kate's graduation. So praise the Father, and I'm really glad to see you guys, and thank you for inviting me for this Keepers podcast, and hope to see you this coming July. Praise the Father. And I would like to also be the next to introduce Reggie. Praise the Father. Sige, see you guys. Thank you, Father. Makmak, Jane.
Thank you, Ate. And yes, see you there. And congrats to Kate, by the way. Regards to her, especially like greetings from all the keepers here. And hope the celebration went well. Congratulations to her. So go Ate. And then you mentioned Reggie. Yes. So if you've heard that, Reggie, kindly introduce yourself. We love to hear
Hello po, my name is Reggie po, and I'm from the Kelsey of Delano. Kung sino po yung hindi po kakilala sa akin. I recently attending to the KLC while for now kasi hindi po ako ma-attend ng masyado dahil busy po ako dito sa bahay. But first sa Father, ginagawa ko po lahat para po hindi po mawala yung relation ko about kay God at kay Pastor at sa Kingdom po. Thank you po.
Oh, praise the Father.
So go Freddy, and first time seeing you actually personally. So it's what a privilege you can say to hear from you and to see you, even though it's virtually. And we hope you enjoyed the episode as well. And thank you for introducing yourself as well as saying hi and even showing your face. So go Freddy. And
Praise the Father po, Kuya.
go Kuya. All right, who's next by the way? Drive safe by the way. Ate, would you like to introduce yourself? We love to hear from you, Ate Sarah. You're mute.
Hi everyone. Glad to see you all the keepers podcast members, and today I have a beautiful day. It's been really hot here in San Bernardino, but I'm thankful to the Almighty Father that we are all here gathered together through Zoom in united to celebrate and worship the Almighty Father. Praise the Father.
Go Ate Sarah. And thank you for introducing yourself, saying hi. Hi Ta, Pota. And drive safe by the way. Love from the Keepers Club podcast.
Bye
And
everyone.
who's next by the way? And then while we're waiting, while we're deciding, I'll make sure you have snacks, you got water.
I think a keeper Calvin, the next to introduce his, maybe let us call Alex Noki from the KLC of Glendale. Hi, Alex.
Oh, yeah, go Alex.
Hello, I'm Alex from the KLC of Glendale. I'm 17 years old, and I just finished school like an hour ago. So I'm just trying to finish my classes and finals, and then summer vacation. But that's mostly it. That's my day. It's nice to see you all.
Nice to see you too.
Likewise, Alex. And I'm glad you're safe from school. And I love your hair, by the way. I always thought about rocking that, like, you know, it's like wind, you know. So go, Alex. Yeah, likewise, long time no see. Or nice seeing you also, like, for the first time, even though we're not together physically, essentially, like, through Zoom, you can say. So go, Alex. Who's next, by the way?
I think Vince wants to go, Kuya, and then AC.
Go, Vince.
Hello. Hi, my name is Vince from Los Angeles, and something I've done recently that was fun, and I'm still doing currently. I'm currently editing. I'm actually editing Kuya Alfie's news. I don't know if Kuya Alfie's here, but I'm editing your news, Kuya. And yes, I'm glad to see everyone here, all the YPs from all around the country, and yeah, hello.
Go, Vince. Thanks for showing your face as well and saying introducing yourself. And you too, Vince. I saw a video of you recently too, and I'm just like, you know, right, so go, Vince. Well, who
I'll go
hasn't
next,
introduced themselves? Yeah, go. Who? AC? Anthony.
Hi everyone.
Go, AC.
My name is AC, and like something I did fun today was I played sport in school today, and at the same time we went for summer vacation already. Father.
Go, Angelo, or go, Jello. Yeah, hope hope you enjoyed your summer, by the way. Thank you for joining. How about you? Oh, you went first, actually. Are we missing anyone? Maybe any of the Kuyas Ates? Would they
Josh
like to?
from Arkansas.
Yeah. How about you, Josh?
Hello. My name is Josh, 13 years old, from KLC of Arkansas. We just got back from home, so we're just trying to set up the camera. Something fun I did. I tried Hello Hello for the first time.
Hey. Go, Josh. Glad you're safe. And then, I hope you don't get sick from the halo halo. Hope it was delicious. You got Filipino tradition or Filipino dessert. So go, Josh. And then thank you for joining and for saying hi. Go, Josh. How about? Okay, yeah. Anyone else, by the way? Any quiz ates or anyone who doesn't have their camera on? But let us know. If not, we can move on. But once again, we love to get a feel for everyone in this podcast and to really have an opportunity to really introduce ourselves. Any last minute call, like any quiz ates or anyone else? Because everyone of our video, we went right. So
Yeah,
okay.
good.
Copy. Okay, so let's move on. Thank you for introducing yourself, and what a nice variety we have. We have people from all over the US, and we got to share our days, how our day was. We even have queers and aunties that are like 16, 13 years old. So, all right. Okay, so once again, our topic for this 1 second. Oh, okay. Thank you for your understanding. Okay. So once again, episode 2 is our topic for this podcast episode is staying focused. So this is also a continuation of last episode, which was the struggles of being a youth, right? So we talked about the top 10 struggles, and what we realized is rather than really focusing on 3 specific topics in which we did last week, we wanted to put the foundation for the top 10 struggles of being a youth. And then also to continue it, anyone can really jump in and talk about what they believe is the struggles of being a youth. And then we will connect that in how to stay focused, essentially. Right. So I know you all can read, but I just wanted to, state what we have in our presentation. So, for example, the top 10 struggles of being a youth today, in no particular order, actually, is study pressure, pressure in a relationship, constant need to look good, constant pressure to excel in all aspects of life, uncertainty about the future, drinking and smoking, depression, addiction to social networking, eating disorders, and drugs. Right. So kindly keep a note of the things that you might want to talk about, things that maybe you personally deal with and might want to share, essentially your guidance on how other people can really overcome, right? So we also talked about, so with the bad, we didn't want to just end on like a negative side, essentially. We wanted to have a positive and optimistic side of talking also, not only about the struggles of being a youth, but also top 10 things to be happy. So the top 10 things, once again, to be happy in no particular order are to accept the positives in life, hold on to our passions, find purpose in your life, don't fake a smile, be around people you genuinely enjoy and love, give back, enjoying simplicity, consciously trying to be happy, find purpose in life, practice resilience, and having real conversations. So once again, kindly jot down things you might want to talk about, and we can talk about how we can share with one another on how on the struggles that we've have gone through, or what you believe youth today especially struggle with. And we can also talk about some guidance on how we can do, what we can do to stay happy. So we will connect it to this, but let's have a follow-up from our last episode. So who would like to go first? Kind of like a brief foundation, right? Talking about the struggles of being a youth and things that we do to stay happy. Okay, I'll go first, and then anyone can jump in. We'll go. Okay, go Gabe. Go Gabe.
Oh,
Go Gabriel.
okay. I think something that keeps me happy is, I think I said that, yeah, I said this last episode, is just music. It keeps me happy, and music can keep you focused, even like sometimes when you're dealing with loads of homework, can keep you happy and relaxed. So yeah, I'd say music.
Thank you, Gabe. And go Gabriel playing music. I also typed in the question for everyone. So it is, what are some of the biggest things that young people struggle with, and why? And why do you believe they struggle with it? Would anyone like to add? I could jump in also, and then maybe we could talk a little about it. Go, Sean.
Parental issues. And well, yeah, because when you're like under 18, you're still under the yeah, but when you're under 18, you're still under the what do you call that? You're still under your parents. And then but when you turn 18, you finally have uh the freedom to either choose to go to the kingdom or not not go to the kingdom. So like I'm still under 18, and then my parents, especially my dad, but my mom is keeping me in the kingdom as of right now. So when I turn 18, I'll still go here to the kingdom, stay here, become full time.
Yeah, go Sean. I know there's some people confused. Well, like not everyone essentially knows like the context of that. But all we can say is go Sean. So, yeah, go Sean, and thank you for sharing. You too as well. I saw a video of you, Sean, and so go Sean. We could talk more about that too in another Zoom meeting or another maybe essential episode or another time. But go Sean. Hey, go Sean. See you there too. Go Sean. Okay. Also I put also a question that we were talking about. What are some of the biggest things that young people struggle with, and why? And what are the biggest ways that we do to stay motivated? So let's talk a little about this, because once again, our topic today essentially is how to stay focused. So this is kind of like a bridge, right? And I'll reflect a little bit, kind of like connecting the two dots, right? So top 10 struggles of being a youth. One thing I believe is like finding purpose, right? Because you do have a lot of young people, we have that uncertainty about the future. You think like we grow up thinking, okay, I have to do good in school, I have to graduate, I have to get a diploma, maybe I'll find a soulmate, maybe I'll have a family, maybe I'll have a good job, provide for my kids, put food on their plate, maybe I'll live a fulfilling life, right? But all that's a lot of pressure as well. Or a lot of people really grow up believing, a lot of people really grow up thinking that is the way to be happy, essentially, right? And a lot of us have other struggles, not only just of the feeling pressure, not only in school, not only in providing, not only in making our parents proud, not only in pleasing ourselves, like being happy, right? But a lot of things that we tend to forget is being grateful, right? So like even when making this PowerPoint, there's a lot of stuff I'm looking at. It's like top 10 things to be happy, and essentially everyone's not always going to be happy every day, right? You can't experience the good times without bad times. So sometimes it's really about giving thanks in the bad times too. And no matter if the bad times come, you're able to really overcome. You're really able to be thankful. You're able to smile. You're able to really be, to really learn from our mistakes or even our regrets, and to really continue to keep going, to be strong. And there's a lot of things that young people like us, no matter if you're still in high school, no matter if you're out of college, there's just a lot of struggles, right? Even pressures in a relationship, whether that be in a relationship with your significant other, with your family, with your friends, with yourself. There's even struggles of trying to fit in, trying to really impress people on social media, or trying to have a social circle, maybe even smoking and drinking, right? But essentially, we really felt a warm welcoming and love through Keepers Club. So Keepers Club, once again, to really keep our brothers and sisters away from a negative life, whether it being so extreme to really doing drugs, or even a life full of, like maybe you're in summer break, maybe you're like, what do I do today? Maybe am I just gonna play games all day? Am I just gonna, watch YouTube all day, watch Netflix all day? So it's really providing an outlet for keepers like us to really express themselves, to really share their day, to really share how their day was, to really share their experiences as a keeper. And especially too, even if you're having a great day, like you're willing to share that great day, that share that love, that happiness with others. Or even if you're having a bad day, maybe you want people to talk to. Maybe you want an outlet to really share your unhappiness with, and maybe you want to get advice from them, right? So that's why we're really grateful, we're really blessed, you can say, to have this podcast where we're able to share with one another. It's not really just like a thing to really, like make friends, or like, but like, well, it's a plus, right? But essentially it's really to have a platform, to really have an outlet, to really share with one another, share our experiences. And if you're having a bad day, we can be those friends for you, to really talk to you, to really encourage you. And if I'd like to open the floor too, I want to ask Hannah. Go, Hannah. Why do you think it's important to be grateful?
You know, um,
Or if you want to elaborate, etc. But just a
yeah,
question, and then we'd love to open the floor to discussion.
because the Almighty Father give us um, good health, protection, and guidance. Yeah, that's
Yeah, go, Hannah. Hey, she's right though. Um, just know too, right? It's like we didn't have to wake up today, but we did. Right? We were able to live another day. So that's something to be happy for. That's something to really be excited for. No matter what happened yesterday, here we are today. So go, Hannah. Who would like to add, by the way? Who would like to add and elaborate? And the question, actually, I sent the question in the chat, but we're just kind of reflecting and sharing with one another, just to continue last episode on the struggles of being a youth, and the things you believe that young people struggle with, how you think young people can really overcome that unhappiness, that unsatisfaction, and to really be satisfied, to really be resilient. I could also do my part. Also, I could do my part in really opening the discussion in case, for example, unless someone wants to jump in.
Oh, no, I just wanted to add just recent also to thing about appreciating the little things because it's very it's very easy to focus on your inconveniences throughout the day. You focus on, oh, I might have spilled a drink and had to clean it up. Oh, I stubbed my toe. Oh, I did this, did that. And if you're gonna focus on those little insignificances, like little inconveniences, why not focus on the few blessings you have? Like, for example, yeah, things Hannah mentioned earlier, good health. Whenever you're sick, you just feel bad, you don't want to do anything. But if God gave you the strength and He gave you the good health today, enjoy it. If you have, you know, even shelter, some people don't even have that luxury. You have, I assume, either a computer or a mobile phone that you're using right now. That's also a blessing. If you just stop and take a minute to think, you can count there are countless blessings you can think of, and really you can really feel that, and it just brightens your whole day. And then also what I something before that I added is that a lot of young people I noticed don't know what to care about and what not to care about, because there should be like a list of priorities, and you can always like section things into either one of two categories: things you can control and things you can't control. So things you can't control, of course, pray for guidance, pray for wisdom, pray for knowledge, understanding. Things you can't control, pray that whatever happens, it will be God's will. So that's really something that also will lessen your worry in your life. I know thing Kuya Mark mentioned earlier that, worry, stress makes you like look old, and like it really it's like I think stress is one of the biggest causes of sickness among adults. So it's also one thing I want to mention. And if all else fails, if you have worries, just pray. Just, offer everything. Just say, okay, my life is in your hands, and then that's it. That's I know that's one of the things that has kept myself going. And of course, if anything, you can talk with any one of us. Just shoot a message. It can't hurt. So that's all.
Cool, Jane. Yeah, thank you for sharing, Jane. That's awesome. All right. Um, Once again, the floor is open unless I kind of direct the conversation to a specific topic or to a specific someone. So, would anyone else like to share?
Hello.
Go, Kuya.
Is it loud over me? Can you hear my voice?
Yes, Kuya.
Okay. Just to add about like James' statement, like nowadays, like young people are facing right now are like what just James said, like being grateful on every blessing that we receive. Like even like you wake up in the morning, that's a great blessing that you wake up. Like some people didn't wake up anymore, and that's a blessing that the Father give you a new life, a new day to start with, and to improve yourself. And some young people are in a in situation like even though like everything is they have it already, but they still like feel like empty or like something is missing to them. But the best thing that the advice is like you put God first in your life, like everything just follows. And that's what like Jane said, like you are grateful in every blessing that you receive, not just for like physical material blessings that you receive, but also on negative things that would happen to you. Like you're not just being grateful of good things, but also the bad things that happen, because some things just happen for a reason for you to strengthen yourself, to strengthen your weaknesses that you are facing right now, or um, not. I just emphasize that statement, like you know, we are not just grateful about or thankful about the good things, but also the bad things.
Go Kuya.
It's about
You have that away, Kuya. Right.
see you
I
soon
want.
in July.
How about you, Bara? May I ask you, like may I ask what you think about the struggles of being a youth like us? Essentially, the things that you believe people can do, what people can do to be happy, and also maybe based on what the other keepers, Kuyas and Atis, were talking about.
Now, there's a lot of things to be struggling in, but one thing that I've seen me, probably a lot of other people, is wanting to be a part of something. Okay, one sec.
All good, all good. Take your time. But Bara.
And this could be like, you're watching a, let's say, a post on social media, and you see your friend on there, hanging out or something like that, and you are just like, why am I not there, or something like that. Um, that's one thing. Is painting sometimes social media paints a perspective that it's all about happiness all the time. Why, something like that. So that's one thing a lot of you were touching, is that there's, of course, happiness, but there's also struggle. And also, looking at like social media, it's usually just painted as um what do you call it? Just positivity all the time, which is not reality, and that's one thing a lot of you were touching on it. So what's one thing we um to always remember is that it's a roller coaster. Life is definitely a roller coaster, but there's always it always keeps going. That's what you want to do. You want to keep that coaster going. Um, even it even if it dips, um, keep that track rolling, and that's something very important to always remember. But it'll if it happens, you got it. Hopefully, I
Yeah, no, actually, I wanted to mention, good thing you brought that up, Bara, because there's a term called toxic positivity, where it's sort of positivity, but to the point where you ignore all of life's struggles. And, that's really dangerous too, because, yeah, it's right. He's right. Life has a lot of ups and it has a lot of downs. But at the same time, when you're down, when you're as low as you can be, there's nowhere to go but up. And you just have to know it does always get better. And what's the thing? When it comes with struggle, it comes with pain, there's like you can either stay there or you can grow from it. That's what I've learned. So yeah, responded. So thank you, Bara, for mentioning that because that really is also an important thing to focus on, and just sort of being okay with being sad or being okay with being lonely.
Go Jane and go Bara. And I love that you touched upon that topic, Bara. You're right. Actually, I even have like a personal experience about that. Maybe I could share another time, but it depends. But I wanted to jump in too because I wanted to uh let everyone know we also have another guest, you can say, actually one of our original guests that we ever had on the Keepers podcast. Her name is Tabitha. So we love to see and hear from you, Tabby. Um,
Hello, Tabby. How are you?
Hi, Tabby.
I'm good. Just give me 1 second, please.
You're good. You're good. But in the meantime, while you're getting ready, Tabby, without further ado, how about we all make some noise for another guest here in this Keepers Club podcast episode 2, Tabby. Go Tabby. Tabby, how are you?
I'm good. How are you guys? How's it going?
We're good. Are we all good? Everyone good? Can we say hi to Tabby? It's been a long time too, Tabby.
Hi, Tabby.
Nice seeing you.
Hello,
Tabby, how are
Tabby.
you?
How are you, Tabby?
Hello, Tabby. Nice to meet you.
This is our like Keepers
Hi,
Club
hi, Tabby.
podcast. This is like our Keepers Club spirit animal. You said Tabby, right? Wow, you're like our officer at heart in Keepers Club Chicago. So what a privilege to have you here. And you were actually one of our original guests for our podcast, right, Bara? Well, yeah, right. So what's your first impression, Tabby, of this podcast so far?
To be honest, overwhelming because there's so many new faces.
Wow.
Hi guys.
So nice meeting you here.
Tabby, even though that we started already, just know that we're really happy and grateful that you're here. And while you're here, kindly introduce yourself. We all introduce ourselves actually, so kindly give a little snippet of the life of Tabby, like your name, age, how your day was, and essentially maybe your experience on Keepers Club, like a kind of a brief experience.
Hi guys, my name is Tabitha, but people call me Tabby, which I don't care whichever. And I'm super shy because of Keepers Club. I got to talk to different people around the world. I'm not shy anymore. I try my best. So I am 22, getting out there, out of my shell, I guess. I have nothing else to say.
Go Tabby. Go Tabby. Long time no see once again. So happy seeing you. And happy 21st anniversary of Keepers Club, by the way. So hopefully we could get maybe we could celebrate like in person or drop something off even actually. So go Tabby. And just to give you a kind of just to give you a kind of what's it called? By foundation on what we're talking about today. This is actually, hold up 1 second. Yes, sir. Okay, let's move on actually. So like we're all moving on. What we're talking about is this. How can the youth and young adults today stay focused on our goal? How can the youth and young adults today stay focused on our goal? So, this is new also for everyone in this this episode. So once again, we're talking about staying focused. So essentially, we want to talk about our experiences, tips, guidance on how young people like us can stay focused. And some subtopics about staying focused on our goal include individual goals in life, how to focus better, focusing in the moment, things that distract us, knowing our priorities, and inspirations in not giving up. So once again, I will write the question in the chat. I know it's a little sometimes I don't think you can see it when I'm sharing the computer audio. And also we'd love to see all your beautiful faces, right? So I will type it in, but kindly jot down notes that you want to talk about, things that maybe you can reflect on how youth and young adults today can stay focused on our goal. And yes, we'd like to open the floor to this topic today in this episode. So I will write it down. And would anyone like to talk about on how you stay focused or how you think that young people like us can really stay committed in our individual and group goals?
Well, I know I've been talking a lot for now, and I want to open up to more wifeys later, but just really quick, just one thing I want to mention is that I grew up being a big perfectionist. You know, I didn't do it like perfectly or amazingly the first time. It wasn't worth doing. That absolutely is not true at all. One thing I've realized is that you need to be okay with the idea of failing if you want to try something. And not necessarily like already saying, oh no, I'm gonna fail immediately, or no, it's the fact that you're gonna try something new, yes, or maybe it's something you've done a million times, but you're still not confident in, and that's completely okay. And of course, you know, above all, ask for guidance, ask for wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, but you need to be okay with failing and making mistakes and learning from them and growing from it if you want to ever do anything more and, you know, get out of your comfort zone.
Go, Jane. And of course, no need to apologize too. So if anything, thank you, because all the keepers here, we really want to open a discussion. Feel free to answer, reflect as many times as you want. And of course, we're really grateful to hear from one another. So there's no wrong answer. And of course, we love to hear from everyone. You know, especially like if you wanted to jump in, Tabby. You know, to really stay in focus on our goal, and or anyone really, right? I'm typing it up also on the chat, so feel free to jump in. I'm going to reflect anytime, by the way. So if in case anyone's dying to really answer, to share their experience, share their tips on how to stay focused.
I can go next.
Go, Anthony.
So the question, how we can, stay focused on our goals, is to align your goals with your core values. And what I mean by that is, you know how we live by a certain rule, kind of like a norm, but with your own self, there's like a basic, I don't know about, I'm pretty sure this is for everyone and not just me, but there are a set of rules, I guess, that I tend to follow in my life as a young people, and I use that set of rules as my core values, and it really helps me stay focused on my goals. I put two and two together because if I'm doing my goals, if I'm pursuing my goals, and I know that they're connected to my values, then I'll really be more motivated to, push myself out there and keep on doing what I'm doing to be more successful as a, you know, kingdom and as a student and others. So that's my output and how I take focus in my goals.
Go, Anthony. Thank you for sharing, Anthony. And go Texas. Speaking of Texas, how about you? How about you, Angela? What do you do, AC? So yeah, go AC. Why do you think it's important to stay focused on our goals, or anything that you'd like to elaborate and talk about?
My answer for the question is that how can you stay focused on your goal? What I can say is that help them or like encourage them to strategies in order to reach that goal, and that because by letting them say it out loud, gonna help them encourage them more to focus on the goal and like do it, and that and it's like for me, like if it's more than one, if he has like people to encourage him, it's better if we like give feedback. Because if we give feedback, that's gonna like boost up their confidence. And yeah.
Go AC. Thank you for sharing, Angelo. I wanted to ask Bunso from Nashville. Yeah. Go Sean or Mariel or Maria. I wanted to ask, what are things that distract you from our goals or distract us from really being productive, essentially, in any job that is entrusted to us, any kind of work, whether it be in school also? What can you say about the things, especially in this age, that distract us and how you think young people like us can overcome it?
Something that just me personally, just like well, I don't think just like me, I think other people can relate to this as well. It's just like trying to fit in with other people so you don't feel left out. I feel like that's distracting because if you're yourself, you literally wouldn't care. You would just, be all out. And I feel like that's what everyone should do, is just to go all out and praise the Father and just to be yourself,
Go Mario. Am I pronouncing it right, by the way? Like, finally?
It's fine. You could call me Mari too. That's fine.
Go M. Go M. Speaking of Nashville, how about you, Sean? Or anything you'd like to talk about in terms of staying focused?
To be honest, like when you're young and you're like in like the spiritual infants, like this infancy, you are like, you don't really know whether something is good or bad unless somebody tells you, like, if you're in the kingdom or not. Like outside goals, like when you're not in the kingdom, like trying to become successful in the outside life, trying to make a lot of money is good for outside things, but being in the kingdom, the things in kingdom stuff like obeying and worshiping him, and like, or the kingdom things that you're supposed to follow, that's good for the kingdom, but one does not apply to the other, like outside goals and the so once you're like more the outside, you're trying to fulfill that goal for being on like the outside, like trying to become successful, you are like not, and then you are like less focused on the Father and obeying him. You are not following his will because you are doing more of the outside stuff that the Father has not assigned you to.
Go Sean. Go Sean, thank you for sharing. I wanted to ask, how about you, Kuya? How about you, Kuya? Unless you want to jump in at the end.
Let's go. Okay. So what is the next question, Calvin?
I typed it in, but we're really talking about staying focused on our goal and like the subtopics that touch upon it, like maybe the distractions that distract young people from achieving that goal, or on who can we look to in really staying motivated or having like an infatigability, you can say, in not getting tired and continuing to finish the race no matter what, anything like that.
Yeah, maybe being a youth, stay focused on our goal. The first thing to do is, for me, maybe I'm belonging the youth because I'm 30 years old, but I thank God for giving me strength until now. Maybe being focused at your goal, always think what is the result. Example, number one, you want to become like a high grade in your school or high score, especially in your subjects. if you want to do that, just stay focused. What you gonna do? Just study hard. Then after you finish that subject, then you can do anything. Like example, if you wanna play like video games, because video games sometimes it's can really help you sometimes when you are feel bored. But just remember, if you use too much gadgets, it's not good anymore. So you're not focused anymore in your goal. So maybe for me, Calvin, and all the Keepers Club joining right now in the podcast, just stay focused what you are doing and think. Always think twice. It is good or no. If it's not, do not continue what you are doing. If it's yes, just continue. And the most especially, you need to ask the guidance. Eh, First of all, the guidance came from the heaven, which is the Almighty God, who created us, and especially in our parents as well, our good friends. Yeah, we have a good friends, but we have a bad friends. You have a goal, but your bad friends didn't have goal, right? So choose the person that motivate you, that you can stay focused what you are doing, especially in your goal. Yeah, maybe that's my opinion, Calvin, especially for the young people right now. And I know all of you have a lot of people you are looking for. Yeah, and maybe Mac, let's call on Mac. I think Mac from Delano. Uh, he has a lot to share today. Hi, Mac. Mark Ray.
Go, Mark, who has a lot to share today.
Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah.
We hear you.
Yes, Mark. Yeah.
We love to hear from you, Mark. If you're busy or not available, just let us know. But while you're here, we'd love to hear your thoughts on how young people can stay focused on our goal, staying focused on our like an individual goal that we all have, or a group goal, or goals in general.
Um, I think how young youth and young adults should stay focused on our goal is to know our priorities, something like that. And I'm sorry, my English is kind of bad, so but
You're good. You're good.
uh,
Go, Mark, because according to Kuya Nolan, you have a lot to share. So we love to hear, of course, if you're available. But for example, Mark or Marky, love from Chicago, by the way. So why do you think? What? Okay, how about this? Why do you think it's important to focus, especially in a performance, or some things that you do to really focus in the moment? We could talk more about that, by the way. So, like a performance, for example, we could talk. But yeah, go, Mark.
Oh. It's like it's kind of like be humble and always walk through the path to our beloved pastors preaching. Have your priorities like that too. That's all I can say right now. I'm very sorry.
Yeah, no need to be sorry. It's all good. It's all love. So, and if anything, we're grateful to hear from you. So feel free to jump in, of course. That goes for all the keepers out there in this episode. I'll share. So for example, staying focused. Let's talk about performance. I want to hear from you all as well, because I know there's like a lot of musicians in here, right? So I want to hear what you guys have to think, what you guys have to say about in terms of focusing specifically in a performance, you can say. And
Oh, wait. Are you gonna? Okay.
uh,
Thank.
go,
That
Gabe.
was okay. Thank you. Um, I think to stay focused, you have to set your standards first, and you have to know your priority. Like what Kumark said, such you have to know your priorities. You have to understand that you're not doing it for yourself. You're not doing the performance for your own benefit. Sometimes it can be for the people. Sometimes it can be for whatever you believe in. But set your priorities and like what Nolan also said too, always think about the outcome. You have to really focus and surround yourself surround yourself with people that can always help you. Like there's you can sometimes when you're friends with your friends, you can sometimes say you can be that person that always gives positive feedback, but when it's you that needs, like, you need some motivation, sometimes you don't have friends that are around you that can say the same thing. So you have to also pick some friends that are really your friends, you know what I mean? But yeah, that's just my opinion.
It's a great opinion, by the way. Go, Gabe. I'd also like to ask, or I'm sure all of us would like to hear, not only me, but all the keepers in this episode, and to the keepers tuning into the second episode of Staying Focused on Our Goal. We love to hear from you, Josh. I see videos of you playing. I think word on the street is you're a great musician. So what are some things that you do to really stay focused overall, or especially in a performance that you've been preparing for?
For like staying focused, all I do is like not think like too much. Like when I'm performing, all I'm doing is just reading, and I don't pay attention to anything else other than the music or performing. I mean, that's all I do when I try to focus for performance.
Go, Josh. Thank you for sharing. How about any other musicians? And also, not even just solely musicians. How about anyone? Maybe you dance. Maybe you, maybe you're preparing for a test. Right? It's a set, right? Like really focusing on like throughout the week, and then the final result is boom, a performance or an exam, or um, yes. So would anyone like to go, Jane?
Oh, okay. I just want to mention, because this is again just for the musicians out here. But especially if you're performing anything, especially also if you're a kingdom musician, you need to remember that, and in our most recent night of praise and worship, this is something that I also needed to really learn and put in my heart is that you're not performing for anyone in the crowd, anyone you might recognize, anyone you think who might judge you. You're not doing it for them, you're doing it for the Father. And you really have to remember that, okay, it doesn't matter what skill or talent I have, without, putting in your heart that um if you're a kingdom musician, without putting it in your heart, this isn't for me, this isn't for anyone in the crowd, it's for the Father. And it's really because that's what he wants from us. He wants your praise and worship, but really just do not focus on anybody there, because then you will start to overthink. Coming from, someone who is an anxious person, I can tell you really that as soon as you look in the crowd and you try to think what they're thinking, you will start to mess up and your performance will just go downhill. So, and that goes for anyone. If you're like speaking in a crowd, if you're like giving a testimony, if you're performing, if you're singing, if you're dancing, don't look at the crowd at all. just look at the wall behind the crowd so that the crowd thinks you're looking at them. That's something that's helped me, and just sort of more so for focusing on what you do. And of course, don't overthink it, because just focus on the purely practical sense. Okay, I need to do X, Y, and Z. I'm gonna do X, Y, and Z, and then go. That's pretty much it. If you have an issue with overthinking, just look at it from a purely practical perspective.
You're right, Jane. I'd like to add, just like Jane was talking about, like in a performance, for example, to really focus, right? Because in anything, once again, we really take time to like dedicate our gifts, you can say, that were given to us, that were entrusted to us. And like really the time, we put a lot of time too to really focus and to really have an excellent outcome. And just like, I think it was AC who was talking about, or it was Gabe, he was talking about how it's like who we perform with, or who we perform for. So essentially too, sometimes it's like having almost like a fear, right? And it's not like a bad fear, but it's more like a good fear. So for example, it's like, if you're performing for your parents, for example, maybe they've been paying for your lessons, or maybe they invited maybe they invited their family and friends just to watch you perform. And you really have like a fear to do bad, to disappoint them, or to do bad in like representing all the hours and money that were put into an excellent performance, in hopes of a great recital performance, in hopes of that great and excellent first prize in a competition, right? So one thing I realized just as a musician, a lot of times your focus can increase if you practice, if you put in the time. If you have an attitude where it's like, I'll just wing it, or I'm the best piano player in the world, so I don't need to practice. And then the time comes, I'll just, do my thing, and then boom, we'll see what happens, right? So a lot of times it's about the attitude. It's about the mindset in preparation for a performance. And something I wanted to add, maybe you all can kind of understand. For example, focusing on this podcast, right? So there's like a lot to focus on, right? There's a lot to prepare, like the quotes, the technology, the presentation, the music. And it's not that I'm not trying to pity myself, but it's just really to do a good job. I want to do a good job for the keepers. I want to do a good job to not for myself, but for the keepers that really put in the work too, to really establish Keepers Club, or to really make keepers work all over the world. So sometimes it's all about our mindset, and really in that moment, sometimes, a lot of factors can come into play. Adrenaline, sometimes you feel emotional, then sometimes you feel nervous. But in that moment, sometimes it's really about, really doing your absolute best, striving for excellence, praying also, just like you were saying, Jane, and a lot of others, to really ask for, the guidance in whatever task it is, and essentially to make whoever you want proud, especially even yourself. So would anyone like to add, while we're coming to a close, actually sometime soon, maybe on anything you think about? Oh yes, was that someone?
Praise the Father. I just like to add, like what you asked, Calvin, like about performing as a musician. Like, what's the difference us here in the kingdom? It's like we are not taught to, we are doing, or everything that we do in either it's the ministry or something entrusted to you. Like we are not doing it to to please people, but we are doing everything to glorify the Father in heaven. So we are grateful that we are taught about like excellence also. Like we are doing everything for excellence, not to glorify ourselves or not to not to gain all the praise or like all the appreciation of people around you, but we are doing everything to glorify the Father in heaven. So that's one of the things that we are grateful for. For we are enlightened by that kind of message of our pastor. So and for those who are you know haven't heard about pastor, that's all. He tried to teach all of us like in everything that we do, we are not doing it for ourselves, but we are doing it to glorify the Father in heaven. Praise the Father.
Kuya Simon, thank you for sharing. I want to open the floor, or I'd like to hear. I'd love if we could hear from you, Tabby, or even you, Brendan, or Sai Sai. How are you, Silene? Thank you for joining, by the way, Sai. Love from Chicago. Go Nashville. Or would anyone like to jump in? Tabby or Jerome?
Go.
And then who else? Bella. Hello, Bella, by the way. Bella, nice seeing you. Would you like to jump in? How do you stay focused on our goal, Bella? Like even in a performance or in anything, in school, in whatever goals you have personally, or you think youth goals youth have as a whole?
What I do to keep myself motivated in my goal and in my main focus is always looking up to our role model, which is Pastor, and how when he was also going through rough times, when he was being trained by the Father, he just kept pushing and he just kept having his faith and continuing to hold on to his hope. So I just look at our beloved pastor for motivation, and that's what I do.
Go, Bella. All right. Would anyone like to connect the dots on this discussion? Maybe as a whole, like the struggles of being a youth, on staying focused, on really staying focused and committed, dedicated to our goal, and how you think young people like us and even the viewers that have tuned into this episode on how they're able to stay focused.
I would like to add on, if that's okay. So in my
More than
opinion,
okay, Tabby.
in my opinion, I just think that you should just be true to yourself and do not worry what other people think about. So don't focus on what others are saying. Just focus on yourself. Just be true to yourself.
Go, Tabby. Thank you for sharing. So nice hearing from you. Anyone else? Would you like to almost like wrap it up or connect the points on how the struggles of being a youth and how that relates to staying focused?
Well, I want to mention when Bella mentioned, I think Bella mentioned something about like just keep going, and it's like just keep holding on. Because really, if it's something you know that you want to do, if it's something you know that will be good for you, especially, if you know it's God's will in your life, then just hold on. And of course, it's not easy to hold on, some like imagine you're holding on to like a rope or something. your hands might get blistered, you might get friction burns or stuff like that. Your hands, your knuckles might be sore, but through everything, you're still there and you're still here. So you just need to remember, sometimes you don't feel good enough, sometimes you don't feel like you're strong enough through anything. But when you take a moment to pause and look through everything that you've been through that's gotten you to this point, you'll realize sometimes you'll like be shocked at yourself and think, I did that? Or like sometimes, because it's hard to really process what you've been through without pausing to take a look back because time keeps going. It doesn't stop for anyone. And really, it won't stop until you stop for a bit. Because you go day by day, oh, I'm going to do one more assignment. I'm going to do this. Oh, I need to finish this. I'm going to, do X, Y, and Z. I'm going to try learning this a little bit by little bit. And you never realize really how far you've come until you take a second to reflect. Because life can be very hectic, and just to in an effort to sort of connect all of our points today. Existing is hard, just in general, just being here. But just, at the end of the day, and of course, the source of our strength is from the Father through His Son, and that just looking, if Buster can do it, you've seen all these people succeed. Why can't I? And it's just one of the things. So just, you really, if you were to look at yourself from someone else's perspective, you'd be able to notice so many things that you don't even realize. So, just keep going. It does eventually get better. And if you keep working just a little bit by little bit, sometimes things you don't even notice, you will eventually be able to achieve what you were striving for.
Go Jane. Yeah, thank you for always jumping in, everyone. And right, like, yeah, there. If I may add, since a lot of it is just in the mind, right? Well, it's not that easy, but there's a lot of factors like the pressure you put upon yourself being a youth. Just like Jane was saying, like we didn't ask to be here, but at the same time, what a privilege it is to be here too, right? And it depends on it really. It's what we do with that life that determines our destiny or that life fulfillment. So, um, and a lot of times the struggles that we have, sometimes it's just a loss of focus. Maybe we're focusing on the negative. Maybe we're focusing on the things that don't matter, essentially. Maybe we're focused on um maybe we're putting so much focus on one thing, however we forget to focus on things that really matter. So yes, and okay. Um, I'd like to. Is anyone else like? Is anyone else want to share before we go to our shout out acknowledgement portion? Especially those for who have been here like the whole episode. Thank you for joining, jumping in, and we'd love to hear from you, even if you're not available on video or if you have your headphones. Feel free to jump in and kind of share some last minute thoughts on staying focused on our goal and how the youth can stay focused on our goals.
Just last thing is just uh to stay focused. First of all, it's like you need discipline. All right, let me go to the shop and just buy that. No, um, it's it's taken the small steps as Jane was talking about, small goals to eventually take it step by step, and as well with Noeline, if I'm saying that correctly, rewarding yourself. So let's say you finish this small goal, which the bigger goal is to perform in somewhere big or something like that, right? So you take that small goal day by day, do that, you reward yourself, and maybe you're gonna have a halt one day or something like that. But you take that and you keep going, and you're getting closer to that. You keep climbing, and eventually you might be able to do that, and that's the final goal. Um, but it's the little things, little by little, because you're never gonna have that one goal. Oh, I'm gonna go there instantly. No, I wish if it was that easy, then everybody would, have a lot of easier time than um, what they might have now. But it's a slow process. But if you put your mind to it, you put a realistic goal, you create discipline by taking the moments, taking the time, little by little, you should be able to achieve. Should be able to achieve it.
I want to add on to that. Yeah, discipline is always good, and also, at the Jane said, always reflect and look back, because you know sometimes when you're trying to achieve that goal, all that pressure and all that stress can catch up to you, and it can be much too much for a human to handle. So it's good to remember why you're trying to chase that goal, and always always remind yourself of the passion, like literally any passion that can relate. So yeah.
And if I may add too, just like you're saying, Bara and Gabe or Gab, just right. It's really about like a lot of times, or maybe all the time, there's not a lot of times you're gonna have someone to really push you. It's really a choice. Sometimes you're not always gonna have someone really encouraging you all the time, especially when you get older or especially when you start to mature. It's really a choice, and it's really if you're gonna use that choice to abandon your progress or to really be strong and really say, really think to yourself, I will overcome, I will finish, I will be strong, I won't be weak. And whatever goal you have as a keeper, whether in anything, whether it's in school, um, whether it's in anything, right? Whether it's school, whether it's a relationship, whether it's a passion, like you were saying, and anything. So it's really about a lot of times it's always about a lot of it is just you using your choice to be strong, to push yourself, to not be distracted, and to really finish what you started, to not give up, right? And a lot of times too, we have people we can think of to really we have people that we can think of to really keep going. Maybe it's our parents, maybe it's our friends, maybe it's our relatives, maybe it's another keeper, maybe it's a kuya or ate, or especially maybe it's even someone who you can say paved a way or a highway for other people to progress a lot faster. So yes, so what a great episode, by the way. And is anyone else final thoughts, like final, like absolute thoughts of this topic today before we continue slash end? All right, I'll stop sharing and then I will share the screen once again. Oh wait. Okay, what a nice episode. So we hope everyone enjoyed this episode, especially for those who are tuning in to the second episode of the Keepers Club podcast. We also want to give some shout outs to Keepers Club, the International Keepers Club, for all the keepers who have made this possible in this podcast, in Keepers Club all over the USA, all the Keepers Clubs all over the world once again, and especially the founding president once again, Pastor Apollo Beloy, because without him, we wouldn't have Keepers Club. We wouldn't have this podcast. We wouldn't have a desire to really share the love that we felt through Keepers Club. We also
And
wanted to give a shout out. We also wanted to give a shout out to all the keepers who joined today. Um, thank you to everyone. To Kuya, I'll go in order. Kuya Alfie, Alex, Anthony, AC, Bara, Silene, what's his name? Tanner, Freggy, Gabe, Jello, Jensen, Ati Guinness, Jane, Jerome, Josh, Marielle, Mark, Kuya Popo, Kuya Nolan, Sarah, Sean, Sherilyn, Simon, Tabitha, Vince. Wow, what an awesome episode. Thank you for, we're really happy everyone has spent time to join today. And we'd also, I put also, right? Shout outs. We'd love to give a quick shout out also. Sorry if this is like a little too much, but we had to. How do I go down? Happy birthday to our Keepers Club co-host. Yeah, it wasn't supposed to overlap, but we just wanted to give a shout out to our co-host, that's Bara. And just know too, Bara, that like it is a little cheesy, and also cheesy whenever I say that you're like the coolest keeper. But to make it short and sweet, all these pictures kind of resembles like how happy and blessed we are to have you as a keeper who's always down to join Keepers Club, Keepers Podcast, even Youth Nighted, even Keepers Night. And we just like to say thank you as well for praying for us also. And just know that we're always praying for you every day, Bara. So
Happy birthday, Bara.
Bara, share some love,
Birthday,
no?
brother.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Guys.
Can you give a little speech, no? Vice President Bara.
Yeah, what can you say your birthday? What is
Appreciate
your
it,
wish for
guys.
your birthday? And actually, Calvin, we would like to greet in advance for happy birthday as well. One of our keepers from the KLC of Delano. So tomorrow, Fredgy from Delano, mga kapatid. So happy birthday in advance, Fredgy.
Happy birthday, Kuya Freddy.
Happy birthday, Kuya Freddy.
Happy birthday
to you. Happy birthday to you. But before that, Bara, what can you say? What is your wish for your birthday?
I'm just very grateful to be in this opportunity, and just for everybody to be connected, united in a way, just to enjoy the moment they have here.
Wow.
And may we ask how your experience on being a keeper so far?
I at least at the beginning, I was very grateful to have the opportunity within the circle that we had, me and Calvin and everybody within in this Chicago Keeper Club. Says I was glad, but I'm also now a lot more glad to be here as well. So meet a lot more faces, get into connect with others as well. It's a good opportunity.
Wow. Actually, Bara, you are very welcome for our podcast. Yeah.
Actually. Thank you for
Yeah,
even
you are.
joining too.
Yeah, if you want to. And we are very happy to see you here. I know you are so very active in our online activities in the Keepers. Even there's no pandemic. I think if we meet Kuya Dan from the Philippines, and I know you know them. Yeah, and also Tabi. Nice to see you, Tabi. This is
And we want to hear from you, Tabby, before we end. Because Bar and Tabby, like day one keepers, like literally day one keepers. So
yeah. So if you notice, Bara and Tabi, everyone here they know each other through in Zoom, but in person they didn't see each other in person, right? Some of them, maybe some of them like Josh, I didn't see Josh in person, and who else? Like El Hera siblings, like in Virginia, we didn't meet them. And some of the keepers natin, especially from Nashville, we met them like few weeks ago. It's very happy. We are so very glad to see them. And we are so excited also as well to see you in person, Bara and Tabby from Chicago. Yeah, we're looking forward for that. That we'll be having our in-person activities together to all the joining right now ka keepers, especially in with Calvin, right, in Chicago. Cal, we're so excited. Okay, keepers Calvin, it's your
Go
turn.
Keepers Club. And just know, once again, just like Kuya was saying, you're always welcome to our activities. Thank you for always joining. And lots of love always to you guys, Bara, Tabby, love from Keepers all over the world, especially in the United States. Also love from the founding president of Keepers Club. And I'm glad too, you guys were there in the podcast episodes where it's just like literally us three or literally us two. So we're
Yeah,
great.
you know what? Cal? You know what, Calvin? The Keepers Club is not only for only here in the United States of America. So Keepers Club is all over the world. So maybe yes, just what you said, Calvin. You are three. Before just you, Tabi, Bara, and you, Calvin. But now we have a lot of Keepers Club members in the United States, and maybe we're gonna invite also some of the Keepers Club from London, from Ukraine, yeah, from Russia. Mga kapatid, there's Russian keepers, di ba? In Poland, and sometimes maybe we can also invite some of our keepers from all the way from Canada, from Brazil, some from Central America, right? So we're looking forward for that kind of activities. So yeah, thank you, Calvin, for this making this possible. This kind of activities to reach out, especially for those young people who are willing to, especially to share their life experiences, good things and the bad things, but the most especially the good things happen in their lives. So thank you so much for this activities, Calvin, for everybody, especially for the young people. And yeah, thank you.
Just know too, a perfect orchestration and also just obeying, I guess, right? So it's really the love, especially that we felt from our founding president. So thank you regardless to Kuya and all the keepers. Did we finish the any last minute thoughts? Will I share this? Closing. So once again, thank you for hey Bar, you got a screenshot by the way? You want a screenshot before I go next slide? No? Okay, 3. Oh wait. I'm gonna move on to our closing. Okay, ready? 3, 2, 1. Sorry, by the way, or thank you that it's like covering. I don't know why it's covering. Okay, how do I go down? Okay, but closing. So thank you once again. Thank you so much for tuning in. And just know that Keepers Club is all about sharing love because that's all we need, right? All we need is food, water, and love. And also, I am my brother's keeper, treating one another just like we would treat our own brothers and sisters. Let's take a picture after I stop sharing the screen. Kindly also give us some feedback, some things you guys kindly jot down things you think we can improve for next episode to really bring in more keepers, things that you think that we could improve on, things that you think maybe were really cool that you admired. We'll also try to incorporate like an activity essentially to make it like more fun, to really get that extra boost of excitement. And for everyone tuning in and especially all the keepers in this episode, tune in to our next podcast episode, which is part 3 of the struggles of being a youth. We hope you enjoyed, and we hope you like the pictures as well. And while I stop sharing the screen, while I stop recording, can we all like wave? Is that cool? Maybe get like a picture or something. Okay, tune in, go Keepers Club.